To create a new site that you can collaborate with colleagues, or if you wanted to create it for an extracurricular activity, you're going to log in to your BYOD page and you're going to click Office 365. From here, you're going to go to your news feed, and then you're going to click Apps on the left-hand side. From here, you're going to scroll down and you're going to click New Subsite. Press the little plus, and you're going to give it a title. So, Grade 7 Social Studies. You can choose to add a description, but you have to finish off the URL. So if you want to put Grade 7 Social Studies, no spaces. And the settings that they have underneath are fine. You can use the same permissions as parent site, so it means that the sites that Peel has already created in Office 365, we're going to use the same permissions that they do when we click different functions. And then navigation, keep it as a yes as the parent site and a no, and then we can create it. From here, it gives you a lot of options. For now, you can remove all these extra pieces. It cleans up the site a little bit, so you remove this. And now you have your news feed, so you can talk to your teachers in like a post or a Twitter type conversation. Or you can let each other know when you've updated different functions. You can create new documents right from here. You can create folders, or you can upload existing files that already exist. You can add a how-to instructions or what you want all of your staff to know about or how to use this. So if we go to up to the wheel is always your settings and edit page. Here you can type your welcome message. And then hit save back up on the right hand side. And here's that. And I can go back in and edit that at any time. If we want to add extra links, so rather than we know that we can end up with folders inside folders inside folders, we can make some direct links. So to do that, you first go over to, we want to look at our site content. So you can do it on the left-hand side, or you can do it through your menus, site contents. And again, you're going to scroll down and we're going to create a sub-site. So now if I said history, or you could call it term 1, term 2, again, you have to finish off the URL. And that can be changed. It will update everything. This time, we want to change our navigation. So we want to display the quick launch on the parent site. We want to say yes to the top bar, and we want to say yes to the top bar from the parent site, because the parent site is now our grade 7 social studies. This history is a link inside of its parent of social studies. And create. So now there's a link at the top for history. So again, I'm going to remove all this extra pieces. We can add them on at another time if we wanted to. And now our history teachers can start adding folders for or files, assessments, whatever they need for history. Click the link back to go to the main page of social studies, and it's there. So the documents added to this folder, and we'll just make one here. Aren't the same ones when I go inside of history. So anything that you create on your main page is going to stay on your main page. And when I go into history, I can create specific folders and files just for the history. You want to make sure that you're following it when you do get to this site, to make sure you're following. I'm already following. And to share it with the rest of your staff. So if I go to share. We could share it with the whole school. So if you go S for school, 1410 is our code, dash, and this is how you could share with students, class by class, and teachers. So you could share it with all the teachers in our school, or if you wanted to just share it with your social studies teachers, whether it's Miss, Mrs., it's always MS period space, and then you can look up by teacher. Same with Mr. And then you would share it with those people. Now, when they receive that you've shared it to them, it'll be in their Outlook box, so you can always just tell them to go straight to their Outlook, and it will say that a link has been shared with you, and they can just click this, or they can follow right from here. So I always advise them to make sure they've followed it, whether they're following it first from their email or from the site. So when they click sites at the top right hand side, sites I'm following, it will get listed underneath here. And if they can't remember or they didn't follow it, you should be able to use the search bar. Now, this will search everything in Peel, so you want to make sure that it is specific to us. And I don't see it. Okay, so from their emails, make sure they've clicked the follow button there, and it will show up down here. Sharing permissions and hyperlinks. So before you share or after you've shared, depending on how much control you want people to have, once you go back to the share button and see who you've shared it with, you can see what control people have. So first, if when you were inviting them, when you had to type in everybody's names, when you click show options, you can select whether they're going to have full control, design, contribute. Contribute means they can add files, they can pull files off that you've sent, but they can't change the layout of the site, or they can accidentally delete a subsite that you've created. So you most likely will leave most people to contribute. If you're not sure what happened, click the shared with everyone and go to advanced, and you can see who has contribute and who has full control. If you want to, and you can change those at any time. We'll go back to the sites, and if we want to avoid some extra folder use when you have important documents that people are going to click all the time, and if your bar gets too full up here with too many subsites, then what you can do is you can hyperlink your document. I suggest making sure that the document is in your site. It prevents teachers having to log in with various passwords. So if we go and find our file, so we have this here. I'm going to click the ellipses. This always gives you extra options. And I'm going to take the link that's here. So copy that. And now if I want to add a link right from the get-go so people don't have to look inside of folders to find things, I'm going to edit. And under my main message, I'm going to insert a link. Paste the address that I copied before, and I'll save it. And now anybody that clicks long range plans, it will open up their Word file. Now that opened up in the same tab that I was working from before. So you can change those functions. To go back, you can just click Grade 7 Social Studies at the top. It'll take us back to the files, and Grade 7 Social Studies takes me back to the main page. If I go back to my edit, and once I've clicked on the link, there's a new tab here that pops up called Link, and I can say that it needs to open in a new tab. And then I don't have to worry about people having to go back or logging out. You can remove it if you want, add a description, and now I'm going to save it. So this time when I click it, it's going to open in a separate tab, or not. It opened in a separate window. So down at the bottom, I still have a separate window. So it's there and there.